Hello, everyone. We're going to do a reaction video to four TikTok clips on what is called a male centered mother. And this is daughter's point of views, how they feel about that topic, i.e., pick me mommy. So let's get started.
What's more dangerous than a man that preys on a woman? Sometimes it's a woman who raises you to believe his love matters more than your life. I'm talking about male centered mothers, pick me mothers, the ones who worship their sons and their man, but raise their daughters like competition. These mothers build their entire identity around being chosen by a man. Their self worth is tied to whether a man loves them, wants them, or stays with them. And they pass that sickness down. They pour unconditional love into their sons, teaching them they're kings no matter how they act. But their daughters have to earn scraps. Every compliment feels like a competition. Every mistake feels like proof you're not enough. Daughters of the pick me mother grow up being compared to the mother when she was younger, to the men the mother wants to keep around, to the sons who can do no wrong. She'll call you fast. She'll shame you for your body. She'll accuse you of trying to take her man.
And so we're going to pause there. So, this is an interesting topic. Daughters are discussing whether or not their mothers are male centered moms. Let's see what else she has to say.
Not because you did anything, but because in her eyes, you're competition, not her child. And that kind of jealousy is a form of abuse. It makes daughters feel like intruders in their own home, like they're never safe, even with their own mother. And the dangers of being raised like this runs deep. You grow up believing that women are rivals, not allies.
And that is so true. This young lady does have a point here when she says that you grow up thinking that women are rivals. It is true. I witnessed that growing up, not per se with my mother, but interaction with other women. It was quite an experience because you have a choice. Either you look at all women in a negative light or you figure things out. I chose not to believe that all women were horrible, bad, had all ill intentions. Each situation, its own situation. And so learning that each woman is different, we can never, just because we had one bad experience, unfortunately, it could be our mother. And if that being the case, it does kind of put a sour taste in your mouth about women in general. But not all mothers are this way. Let's continue.
As men being prioritized over your safety. You often shrink yourself to avoid triggering her jealousy. You internalize that idea that your voice, your body, your needs are the problem.
She's speaking truth here. Oftentimes, girls go to their mothers and they let them know what is happening within the home. In particular, I'm talking about when a man is involved. So, when there's a man in the home, oftentimes things happen in the home. And then when the child goes to the mother does not believe the child because she feels that her daughter is competition, when in fact she should be there protecting her child, shielding her from any type of harm. And the daughter comes to her, the mother should take the time to listen to what the daughter has to say. Let's continue.
Here's the truth: male centered mothers don't protect their daughters, they protect men, they protect their sons, they protect their image, but rarely do they protect their girls.
Do you believe that male centered mothers not protect their children? That they protect the man? I'm sure it's multiple cases like that of young girls felt all alone and felt unprotected. I would be interested in what you all would have to say in the comment section. Let's continue.
I had to break the cycle. My mom died when I was 19. I got to raise myself with the love she couldn't give. I got to choose women as allies, not enemies. Male centered mothers may have raised us, they will not define us because we are not pick me's. We are not rivals, and we are not threats. We are daughters, we are women, and we are worthy.
I like that. I like that. That's very, very, very good. Um, let's repeat what she said, not verbatim, but she did say that women are allies and they're not enemies. And that's the way we have to look at each individual woman, not all. Let's continue.
What's more dangerous than a man that preys on a woman?
I would like to know what you think about this whole male centered mother's perspective. This next young lady has her own perspective. So let's take a listen to what she has to say.
The trauma you see within older adults from their moms choosing men over them, it's like it's crazy because it really does follow them into adulthood, especially men, especially young men in general, because they older men now. But the way that I have seen somebody say that they mama used to leave them in the house by themselves and leave and go with men.
What do you all think about that? How do you feel about what she's describing, her mother choosing a man over her and or other children, leaving them at home only to go track down a man? This is it's pretty rough.
The way that I seen a man say that his mama used to have different men in and out their house, hitting him and everything else.
So while this plot thickens, because now we're talking about men who put their hands on the children, it can happen in any type of situation. But she's talking about male centered mother situation is where some children don't feel safe at all because you have a man in the house or a man who their mother is dating who is abusive. So, how do you feel about that?
But I done seen somebody say they mama left them in a whole different state to go chase after a man. The way I've seen some of them say that they mama never believed them, but would believe a man over them, believe the man that's touching them, beating them, and this is coming from men.
Wow. So, she said that men are telling her these things. What do you guys think about that? This is tough. Um, have you all been in a situation like that? Do you understand where she's coming from? Not being judgmental, but hearing different stories, men involved with these mothers, the children are not protected. Either they're being SA'd or there's some other type of physical abuse.
Like it's really sick to see that women really be putting men over their children for real, leaving their kids in the house by themselves for days and weeks. And half of the time, most of them didn't even say their mama was on drugs. A man is a hell of a drug, clearly.
Yeah, um, we definitely, as mothers, have to be an advocate for our children. And just in my own personal opinion, we cannot ever put anything above our children, um, be it drugs, be it a man, be it a job, be it whatever it is. I understand life is life. Also, these children did not ask to be here. So the point that they're here, we have to make them our first and highest priority. Let's continue.
But it just I just can't. Like as a mom, like no, I'm not putting nobody over my kids, especially on no grown adult. I'm sorry, no. Get on. And as a man, why aren't you disgusted with a woman that'll choose you over her kids? You should be disgusted. Cause you gotta think about when you have kids. Like the video that I seen of the boy saying that his mama used to leave him in the house by himself all the time while his other brother got to go with his daddy. And one day he was chasing the truck. The truck had stopped. Like I guess the man, he was like, I guess the man had stopped and was gonna get me. But the mama told the man to keep going. And that man said, as a little boy, he slept on the stairs until his neighbor came out to get him. Like
You know, this is wild because you see this type of stuff in the movies and but have to remember that movies are made with real life stories. And this stuff really happens and it's really sad when children are neglected in that way and they are scarred and have to find some type of therapy to heal from those type of wounds so that you don't make the same mistakes and you'll be able to live life.
this is a sick world. Like that's crazy. Who leaves a child outside? Who leaves a child alone at all? Then this man said he was like 3 or 4 at the time. You leaving a 3 or 4 year old outside at night by themselves to sleep on the stairs? It's crazy.
How do you feel about this young lady's story? Leave your comment. Let's see what her perspective is.
This video is for moms of daughters and dads, but mostly moms of daughters because what you don't know, you don't know. Okay? Bringing men into the family, especially if you have a family full of male centered women, the kids are in danger in a family full of male centered women. I come from a family full of male centered women. And the reason why I want to share that with y'all is because this post is not specifically about Rodney, but I want to tell y'all how he was able to come in, penetrate my family, and then get close to the children, okay? With male centered women, the men are the focus, especially a man that holds doors open, cuts grass, mows the, you know what I'm saying? A man that does like those kind of manly things, it don't take much. It don't take much for a man to impress a male-centered woman, because a male-centered woman comes from brokenness. Okay, so any man that does if he take out the trash, he's a good man. Don't you leave him. That type of energy. Okay, most of the women in my family, when I was a kid, they were either being physically abused. Most of them were being physically abused. They was getting treated like so. Any man that came in and did something outside of that was like a gift of God. My cousin Terry was in her freshman year of college. She probably was 19, 18, 19, 20. I don't know how old she was. But she met him, right? She brings him around our family. He comes around and woos all the women in the family. Oh, you want me to go to the store? Oh, you want me to cut the grass? I'll come over and take your garbage out. You want me to come shovel the snow? So all of the women in the family begin looking at the men in our family and other men who were married to or with women in our family. The women start comparing him to them because he did all of this, right? That gave him an entry into the kids. So much to the point where he was trusted with us alone. He could take me by myself to the store and do all of these things with not just me, other kids in my family.
So, this young lady is describing her personal situation where this man was able to infiltrate family with some of the things he did, maybe cut grass, and then he began to have his way with the children while he, gaslighted the parents. How many out there has this happened to? This is sad because it happens often where women want a man. Um, I don't want to say they're desperate for a man, but will almost do anything to have a man and not even check out and study who he is. And then to bring them around their children, that's a big no-no. Because if you don't know who he is, my goodness, the moment you walk away, leave the home and leave him there with your children, then you'll find out 5 years later, 3 years later, who the man really was. Let's continue.
You got to be very careful when you bring in a wolf in sheep's clothing into your home around your babies. What you don't know, you don't know. It starts with little stuff by you walking past with some shorts on or something, and then like, oh, your legs is getting big. Little like that. They will try to groom the adults around the children, doing like that, testing the adults to see how far they can go. Once they
So let me stop there because that is inappropriate behavior. Anytime an adult makes a comment about a child in any shape, form, or fashion pertaining their body, you're out of order. And even the looks. And so we have to just be more vigilant in watching and just being careful to bring anybody around your child. Women, ladies, mothers, don't be that desperate to be into a relationship when you have children who can't fend for themselves, be it physical, be it mentally, all of these different forms of abuse. So we just have to be cognizant of that. And Not selfish, not self centered, but remember our children. Let's continue.
See that the children are not protected and the adults really don't give a. That's it. And then people have asked me, how come your family has not come out and made a post or said, yeah, person? Well, in order to do that, they would have to come forward with all the history of the molestation in my family. This has been going on for decades.
I'm going to pause there because, my God, this is so true. You know, there's a phrase that says, what happens in the house stays in the house. Well, I don't agree with that. If there's, listen, if you know of something that is happening in the home, within the family structure, within the extended family, even, you have to speak up. Cut the head off of the snake, kill him dead. Let's continue.
I'm the generational curse breaker. My family was completely divided because of what happened to me. And now I'm on here speaking about him. He's not going to take me to court for defamation because taking me to court for defamation, that would involve discovery. He knows that I'm telling the truth. He knows that I'm telling the truth. My entire family knows. Friends that I've had for my entire life know. He's banking on being able to. That's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta be careful with y'all kids. Please protect them with everything that you have. Bringing in your house because they got a good job, or because they good, or because they saying all of this nice to you, making you feel good. Be careful, man. Wanna be around your kids. Oh, I'll take her to basketball practice. Don't you worry about it. You relax. I'll go take her to the store. Watch out for me like that because what you don't know, you don't know. You have to be very careful when it comes to your babies, and especially now we live in such an evil world. You have to be careful. You have to be careful who you allow around your children, especially when you have little babies that don't know how to talk. This man, Rodney Briley, in Conyers, Georgia, also Henry County, he's dangerous. He's a monster. He's a monster. A monster that I'm not scared of, but a monster. Y'all protect y'all kids at all costs, period. Be careful who you let in your house around your babies.
So, with that being said, I have a question for the audience. Do you know of a situation like this that has happened within your family and it's been kept quiet and you've learned about it? What are you going to do about it now?
Laid out and made the decision to have 3 kids. That is not my responsibility. And this is the last time you're going to do this. You're not doing it anymore. It's your responsibility, not mine. Well, it was not my plan to be no single parent. Well, it's not my plan to be a grandmother that's going to take care of somebody's 3 kids because they feel like they're not responsible anymore, that they don't want to be a mother anymore either.
So, how do you all feel about this? Where the daughter decides to take her three children over to her mother's home to take care of them because her boyfriend, he's not interested in her children. Let's continue.
Well, look, I just can't. I can't do this no more. I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. It's the person. I can't do it. But you're gonna have to do it. Do you understand that you're gonna have to do this? Well, I don't want to. Okay, but I can't. Do you understand that I'm not gonna take care of your children? I'm not getting ready to raise 3 kids. Look, do you know how? You never taught me how to be a mom. You didn't tell me what to do. You didn't help me. So now it's your turn. You take your grandkids so I can live my life.
So she wants her mother. She said, "You never showed me how to be a woman. You didn't teach me how to raise kids." Ooh, wait. So I'm not going to do that. Let's continue.
Stress free. Okay, but the reason that I could not teach you how to be a mother, Angel, is because I was working a full-time job. That's not my problem. I cannot. I'm not. Just hear me out when I say I'm not
So, what this child is neglecting to see is that her mother made sacrifices, and who knows how many jobs that she had to raise her, if not other siblings involved. And so there are certain sacrifices that moms make, and the children don't even understand that at times unless they're explained. Um, how do you all feel about this? Do you feel that this is fair to the mother of this daughter here to raise her three children because she's tired of it? As we continue with this mother and daughter series, someone has to stand in the gap for these unfortunate situations. Thank you so much, you all, for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on the video. Until next time.